This is Tanya, Noor's mom. So today I'm going to be speaking to you all about separation anxiety. So what is separation anxiety? Separation anxiety is a behavior in which a child, a baby or a toddler experiences anxiety, stress or discomfort whenever his or her primary caregiver is separated from him. So who is a primary caregiver? Primary caregiver here I mean is a person who takes care and spends the most time with the child. Who feeds him, plays with him, bathes him, basically is with him 24/7. In most cases it is the mother, but the father also can be the primary caregiver, a nanny or even the grandparents. So what are some of the signs that tell you that yes, your child is experiencing separation anxiety? So number one, your child might cry when you leave the room, or you put him down from your lap, or you want to say go to the bathroom or to the kitchen, or he prefers you, like the primary caregiver, more than the other person in the family, like he prefers mom over dad, or he becomes very very clingy to you and cranky when there's a new or unfamiliar situation, say you're going out somewhere, or if he gets up in the middle of the night, he needs you to be close in order to fall back asleep, or he really creates a tantrum when you go to work and you leave the house. All these signs indicate that yes, your baby might be suffering from separation anxiety. Now when does this occur? So babies start developing separation anxiety only after they understand the concept of object permanence. So object permanence means the concept that things and people exist even when you don't see them. So this concept babies learn between 4 and 7 months of age. So once they learn this, they know that if mama or papa they are not in my sight, they still exist. But at this age, babies do not understand the concept of time. They don't know that okay, mama, papa, even though they are not here, they still exist, but they don't know whether they'll come back or not. They don't understand this concept, and this is what actually triggers separation anxiety. And separation anxiety starts to appear or occur in infants around that 8 to 9 months mark, and it usually peaks by 15 or 18 months of age when the baby becomes a toddler. Because as babies are growing, they are becoming more independent, more aware of the surroundings, and now they start realizing things. They start realizing that something is missing, that mama has disappeared and she's not coming back. So that is why this peaks at around that 1.5 year mark. For some babies, it might start around 2 years of age. For some, they might never experience separation anxiety. Whereas for some, it starts as early as 7 months also. So it is extremely common in toddlers, and there is nothing to worry about it. It is a normal phase of development of a child. In fact, it is a good sign in many ways. So if your baby is showing these symptoms around these timelines that I just mentioned, then that means that number one, your child has formed a very very strong bond with the primary caregiver, the mother or the father or whoever. And this is very important for social and emotional functioning. Second, this means that yes, your baby is growing at a normal pace. He is developing absolutely naturally. And the third is that this is just a phase, it's a temporary phase. It usually fades off as the child grows. So by 3 years of age, usually separation anxiety disappears on its own when the child becomes more independent and starts understanding the concept of time. However, as parents, we feel really guilty and we feel really bad when our toddlers or our children, they start crying on leaving us, and our heart breaks to leave them to go to work, or say go for mani-pedi, or just for some self-care. And that is when we start getting guilty that we're leaving our child, the child is crying. So please do not think like this. This is a very very normal thing, a normal phase of development. Do not ignore yourself or your work, and you don't need to feel guilty at all. Usually whenever you're leaving the child cries for a few minutes, and then he easily gets distracted by some toy or some other activity, and he's absolutely fine. So it is just those couple of minutes that really make you feel bad, but you don't need to feel bad. This is absolutely normal. And in fact, when the child cries, that is also a good sign, because the child is becoming aware of his emotions, that he is feeling bad that the mother is going. So he's feeling it, and then he's expressing it by crying. So that is also a good sign. So there are a few triggers apart from natural factors that do cause separation anxiety, such as the arrival of a new sibling, or you're moving into a new house, a new city, or you've just joined work and you are going to be out for a majority of the day, or you've put the baby in a daycare. So all of these can also cause triggers and cause more separation anxiety even after that 3-year mark. However, do note that when the child is sick or he is unwell, then this separation anxiety really peaks up, because the child is unwell, he's in a very uncomfortable position, and the most comfortable place for him is the mother or the primary caregiver, and that is why he cries so much on separation. So during those times, obviously you should try and be with the child as much as possible, but other times it's absolutely okay. You should let your child experience these emotions, because it is just a growing phase. Now let's talk about some of the reactions of separation anxiety. So the younger the child, the milder the reaction. So the younger the baby, the more easier it is to console him and distract him from another activity when the mother or the primary caregiver leaves. But as children start growing, as they become toddlers, they start throwing tantrums, and it is more difficult to control them. But we must note that we should not compromise our day-to-day work and start feeling guilty about all of this. This is very normal. Now, last, what are some of the ways we can manage or deal with separation anxiety? So, number 1, start practicing separations. So as soon as the baby is around 8-9 months old, when the separation anxiety, that seed is just being planted inside, the baby is just experiencing it mildly, that is the time you start practicing separations from a 15-minute to 30-minute, 45-minute and 60-minute slots. So you can practice these separations at home only. So you go to another room, let your child be in some room playing with some person, obviously supervising him, keeping an eye on him, but you go to another room and do your work, or go to the kitchen, or you can let your baby crawl into whatever room he wants to. Do not restrict him, let him be independent and go his own way. Obviously you're keeping an eye on the baby, but from a distance, so that he can be comfortable without you. Practice small separations. Start with 15 minutes and gradually move to 60 minutes. Or you can even try and leaving your children to the grandparents' house for a short period of time. And that is how you practice separations in case you want to join work or something which would require the child being away from you for a longer period of time. Then you can start playing games like peekaboo to your baby. So you stand behind a sofa and hide yourself, and then you say peekaboo, and when the child looks for you, you come up. So that way the child will also understand that you're going, that if you're not there, you still exist and you will come back. Then very important, create a bye-bye routine. So whenever you are going anywhere, be it for a bath, or you're leaving the room, going to the kitchen, when there will be a separation of around 15 to 20 minutes or more, always say bye-bye baby or bye-bye Noor, like I tell Noor. Because what that does is, that creates a link between the word bye-bye and going. So whenever you go, do a little bye-bye ritual. So say bye-bye, give your baby a little hug or kiss, or a simple bye-bye will also work. And then tell the baby that mama is going for a bath and I will be back after my bath. Or you tell them, you give them a proper time when you will be back, that mama will be back in half an hour. So this, what it does, it creates a positive, kind of reinforcement, and tells the child that, see, mama is going and there is nothing to be sad about. It is a happy thing that mama is saying, and mummy is also giving you a time that after this activity or at this particular time mama will come back. So this reassures the child. Also, like I said, whenever you give a commitment to your child, like say I will be back in an hour or I'll be back by 6 o'clock, please try to live up to your words and do follow back on your promises. Because if you say mama is coming back in half an hour and you come back in the evening at night, that really shakes and breaks the trust of the child, and then he will no longer trust you, and he will always start, whenever you go, he will continue to have this anxiety that whether mama will come back or not, and he'll be very tense and agitated all throughout. So please don't do this. Always stick to your words. Then please never sneak out. This is a very bad practice, that chalo, my baby is not looking at me, let me quickly get out of the house so that she will not cry. This is a very bad practice, because what happens is, when the baby thinks that if I don't stay close to mama will suddenly disappear and then I will not be able to find her. So don't do that. That really makes the child very scared, and that is also one reason why child tend to stick to you or be clingy to you. So don't sneak out. Always say bye, go back, and whenever you coming back should also be a happy reunion kind of a routine. So whenever you come back, you must say that, hi baby, see, I've come back, how are you, I missed you. Give him a kiss, give him a hug, and play with him for 5-10 minutes. Don't suddenly barge into your room and lock it up and then start changing. Either you directly go and change and without looking at your baby or coming in front of the baby. If you have met him or her, then first spend some time with him and then go and do other activities. So that will also be very exciting and reassuring for the child, that when mama comes back, mama plays with me. So the child will look forward to that instead of crying. Whenever you are going, choose a perfect time to leave your baby. The baby should be well rested, he should be well fed, he should not be too hungry or sleepy or cranky. Because if you go at such a time when the baby is very sleepy or hungry, then it will be very difficult to console him or distract him into another activity, and it might create problem for the other person who has to take care of the baby. If you have an older toddler, then try to engage him in an enjoyable activity before you leave. So if you have to go somewhere, then set up a good activity for him, make sure he's in a fun mood, good mood, and then say bye and give him a kiss and hug, and let him see you off at the door, so that he is comfortable with it. And also give him something to look forward to. Tell him that I'll be back by this time, and give him some activity to do, like finish this drawing or finish this puzzle and keep, and mama will come and see, and then we'll play that puzzle with you. So he will always look forward to that, and he will always be in a very happy mood. Then in case you're joining work and you're going to be out for a very long time, then make sure you set up a proper routine. You have a fixed time for going and coming. You have a bye ritual in place, and you also have a coming back ritual in place, so that your baby remains calm and he looks forward to you coming back. And lastly, do not cancel any plans, unless your baby is really ill or not well. So if you book like a salon appointment for yourself, or you're going to meet a friend for a coffee, or you're going for work and your child starts crying, throwing a fit, throwing a tantrum. So unless he is sick or tired, please don't cancel your plans, or don't linger on that, okay baby, I'm here for another 10 minutes. Don't do all of this, because the child will realize, he will relate that if I start crying, my mama will not go. So every time he will do this, and once you start doing it, he'll know that this is such an easy way to get whatever I want. So please don't do this. The child has to learn, and eventually it'll all get okay as he gets older. That's all about separation anxiety. I hope my video was helpful. Keep writing. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.